again. How are you today? Good morning. Welcome to class 1050. So when I finish this, by the time I finish this class, I will have successfully completed. Futuro perfecto, habré completado con éxito. By the time I finish this class, para cuando ya termine esta clase, by the time I finish this class, I will have completed 1/4 of my final program, my final time. 1/4. Los británicos dicen 1/4, una cuarta parte. Decimos un cuarto, ellos dicen un cuarto. Es lo mismo, a quarter or 1/4, 1/4. So, by the time I finish, this is class 1050. I want to continue with gain fluency from yesterday. All right. Page 73, paragraph 654. 654. It's funny how, this is true. It's funny how people always count in their mother tongue. I know a lot of bilingual people who can speak 2 languages well, but they always count money in their mother tongue. Yeah, this is true. Anybody, I mean, I speak Spanish very, very well. I speak Spanish with no problem. But when I count in English. You know, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, I immediately pass to English. I count in my mother tongue. I remember a person who spoke perfect English, but he was from Lugano. Lugano is in the Italian part of Switzerland. He said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I said, I have 10. Okay. But he was always counting in Italian. For me, it's easier to count in English. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Of the first 10 digits, only one has 2 syllables. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Una sola sílaba. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you can say it quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. All right, it's very quick. In Spanish, uno, it's 2 syllables. 2, 3, 4. That's 2. 5, 3. 6, 7. 8, 9, 10. 6 of the 10 have 2 syllables. So it takes longer to count in Spanish than it takes to count in English. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. It will be difficult in Spanish. 1, 2, 3 de la hora, but it will be more difficult in Spanish. Okay. But in any case, it's funny how people always count in their mother tongue. It's funny, es curioso. Aquí funny no es nada gracioso, es curioso. It's funny. It's funny how people, siempre con esa entonación, como en español, es curioso, es curioso. It's funny. It's funny. That's funny. Qué curioso. That's funny. It's funny how people always count. Es curioso cómo la gente siempre cuenta en su lengua materna. It's funny how people always count in their mother tongue. I know a lot of bilingual people who can speak 2 languages well, but they always count money in their mother tongue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 500. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 500. 500 para ti. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 500 para ti. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 500 para ti. But we say 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nunca. I never say it. Me? 5. All right. It's funny how people always count in their mother tongue. In my mother tongue? No, in their mother tongue. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of bilingual people, gente bilingüe. I know a lot of bilingual people who can speak 2 languages well, but they always count in their mother tongue. You know, I wonder, the people in Catalonia, I wonder if they usually count in Catalan or in Spanish, in Castilian Spanish. I wonder. I don't know. So, the next one, 600 and... me cuesta 655. 655. Okay. I'm going to take all the knives down to the market on 7th Street. Do you understand? No. I'll repeat this quote, but I'm going to read the whole paragraph. I'm going to take all the knives down to the market on 7th Street. There's a man there. There's a man who's been there for over 20 years sharpening knives. He's become an institution in the neighborhood. Yes. This is true. Pero no de la calle séptima, la calle 7. No hay una calle 7 en Madrid ni en Barcelona. But in this case, it's 7th Street. But the man I'm speaking about here is al lado del metro. It's in the Metro Anton Martín in Madrid. You have the Teatro Monumental there, opposite. There's a knife sharpener. He's been there for 20 years, sharpening knives. You understand me? Yeah. They go through the street. Yeah. So you know it's the knife sharpener. Yeah. And if you have your knives, I'm going to take all my knives down, sharpen my knives. All right. Es un oficio en vías de extinción, creo. Da pena, que sí. I feel sorry. But there's one knife, I think, if I remember right, this knife sharpener is not in a market, in mercado tradicional. I think it's in a little shop. He's a knife sharpener. And he doesn't move. He doesn't go around the street with his whistle or with his flute. But I'm going to take all the knives down to the market on 7th Street. I'm going to take all the knives, todos los cuchillos que tengo de cocina. I'm going to take all the knives. One knife, camuda al principio, knife, canife. One knife, two knives, la F cambia V. One knife, two knives. I'm going to take all the knives down. Se entiende que viven arriba en un piso. Si no, no diría down. Los voy a bajar al mercado. Se los voy a llevar abajo. I'm going to take all the knives down to the market on 7th Street. There's a man, hay un hombre, un señor. There's a man who's been there, que lleva ahí, for over 20 years, sharpening knives, afilando cuchillos. Yeah, he's become an institution in the neighborhood. Se ha convertido en una institución en el vecindario. He's become an institution in the neighborhood. Yeah, after 20 years, of course. Yeah, they say, "Oh, Joe, how you doing? I'm going to bring some knives for you." Joe, so Joe is there. There's a man in my neighborhood who plays the accordion for money. He plays the accordion. And he plays the accordion well. But he's about 80 years old. And he's always he plays the accordion well, the good music. So from time to time, I leave him a coin. About 3 months ago, I saw him standing with Kleenex, not with his accordion. And I said, ¿y la música? He said, arthritis. He couldn't play the accordion anymore. Very sad. But I still give him a coin. All right, he's a nice guy. All right. He ganó mi sitio en el cielo. I've won my place in heaven on that. So in any case, I'm going to take all the knives down to the market on 7th Street. There's a man who's been there for over 20 years sharpening knives. Sharp is afilado o puntiagudo, los dos. It's very sharp. All right. So it's sharp. To sharpen, añadiendo en, es afilar. O sacar punta. Yeah. Or there are 3 ways. You know, you can sharpen a knife. You can sharpen a knife with another knife. That's the most rudimentary way of sharpening a pencil. To sharpen your mind. Agudizar la mente. Afilar la mente. You need to sharpen your mind. Yes, and to sharpen your English. Sacarle punta a tu inglés, que sí. You need to sharpen your English. Sharpen! All right. So, there's a man who's been there. Hay un hombre que lleva 20 años ahí, afilando cuchillos. Hay un hombre que lleva 20 años ahí. En inglés no. Hay un hombre que ha estado ahí por más de 20 años. There's a man who has been there, que ha estado ahí, who has been there for over 20 years or for more than 20 years, sharpening knives. Se ha convertido en una institución. He has become. He's become an institution in the neighborhood. Okay? All right. The next one, page 73, paragraph 656, creo, I think. The other day I asked, sí lo he hecho alguna vez. ¿Cómo me llamo? Sé cómo te llamas. ¿Cómo me llamo? Te llamas Richard. Okay. The other day, I asked my wife if she remembered my name. Yeah. We've been married for 41 years, and in all that time, she's never once called me by my name. She always calls me mi vida. Oye, mi vida. Hola, mi vida. Mi vida. Who am I? I don't remember. Yeah. She has always called me mi vida. Hola, oye, mi vida. All right. So the other day, I asked my wife, fijaos, escucha la fonética. I asked my wife, como si fuera AST, asked, un hasta, I asked my wife, así lo digo yo y así lo decimos todos los nativos, porque nos cuesta decir asked. Claro, A-S-K-E-D, asked, es como se escribe, asked, pero nadie en su sano juicio lo dice así. En este caso sí recomiendo que intentes el truco fonético. Muchas veces digo, mira, yo no voy a aspirar la H con him. Dale el lápiz a él. Give him. Yo digo give him, nunca digo give him. Pero tú no, give him. But this one, yes, asked. I asked her. Se lo pregunté a ella. I asked him. Se lo pregunté a él. I asked him. Okay, he asked me. Me preguntó. He asked me. So, the other day I asked my wife if she remembered my name. Si recordaba mi nombre. I asked my wife if she remembered my name. We've been married for 41 years. And in all that time, she's never once, ni una sola vez, called me by my name. Really, Richard? Never. She always calls me mi vida. All right, mi vida. Do you call your husband mi vida? No? Oh, she does. Yeah, go to call it. All right. So, my son, when he was living with us many years ago, he said, Papa. He finally says, Richard. So if he called me by my name, that was the only way, because I was always reading, playing music or something. I was never paying attention. Yes. Soy muy egocéntrico. Me. And then, Richard. Okay. To get my attention. All right. Okay, and that's it. How much time do we have left? Good. We have enough time to continue with the saga of Nigel Perkins. Nigel Perkins. Yeah, Nigel Perkins. This is Nigel Perkins. He's a private detective. He's rich. He has a lot of money because he owns a company. Well, he owns a private detective agency. And they work with the most important insurance companies in the world, but especially in the United Kingdom. He's married to Margaret, and they have one son, Ronnie. This is Ronnie. And Ronnie is a wayward son. Wayward. ¿Qué significa wayward? Forward, hacia adelante. Backward, hacia atrás. Toward, word, hacia. Yeah. Upward, hacia arriba. Downward, hacia abajo. Una tendencia al alza, upward trend. Una tendencia a la baja, downward trend. Y wayward, descarriado. Wayward. He's the wayward son. No es el hijo pródigo, pero vamos. ¿Tiene salvación? Does he have salvation? Mira, parece que tiene salvación el chico. Yeah. All right. He's a nice looking boy. Yeah. I think he's 28, but I'm not sure. All right. Yeah. Nigel. Nigel Perkins. Yeah. Aquí no se ve bien. All right. Ronnie lives in Monaco. He lives in Monaco. And the capital of Monaco is Monte Carlo, que es lo mismo. It's Monte Carlo, Monaco. And from time to time, every once in a while, every now and then, every so often, occasionally, todo significa lo mismo. Occasionally, de vez en cuando. Every now and then, every once in a while, every so often, from time to time. Nigel and his wife, Margaret, go to visit Ronnie in Monte Carlo. Because Ronnie usually doesn't go to England to visit his parents. And of course, Margaret, it's the only son. He's an only child. Por eso está un poco consentido. Pues hijo único, como Víctor, cuidado. All right. So, and Ronnie lives in Monte Carlo. He has a rich daddy. He has a rich father. All right. Last week, esto fue la semana pasada. Last week, Nigel Perkins flew to Monte Carlo with his wife to visit their son, Ronnie. Su hijo de ellos, their son. My son, no, their son. Last week, they flew. Volaron. Yes. Nigel and his wife go to Monte Carlo 2 or 3 times every year between November and March. Entre noviembre y marzo solo, el otro no. Because Ronnie is too busy the other half of the year to be with them. Yes. Temporada alta no puede. Turística. Yeah, he can't. He's too busy. Last week they drove. They flew. They drove. Fijaos cómo se usa el verbo de locomoción como verbo principal. No el verbo ir en coche o ir en avión. No, condujeron al aeropuerto y volaron a Monte Carlo. They drove to the airport. Last week they drove to Gatwick Airport. Gatwick, Heathrow, no. On Wednesday morning and left the car in the airport parking lot. El aparcamiento exterior del aeropuerto. Parking lot. Los británicos no dirían parking lot, they would say the car park. The car park. The car park. Tiene sentido, car park. All right. Yes, they drove to Gatwick Airport on Wednesday morning and left the car at the airport car park or parking lot. They had first-class reservations, toma. They had first-class reservations for the 2-hour flight. First class, o sea, clase, primera clase. Pero solo 2 horas de vuelo. I mean, ¿qué más da? I mean, it's double the price. or triple the price. It's only 2 hours. I mean, 2 hours to sit like this is uncomfortable. But 2 hours to sit like this, okay, fine. All right. It's only 2 hours. All right. They had first-class reservations for the 2-hour flight. The plane, de hecho, es menos de 2 hours from Gatwick Airport. Gatwick is in the south of London, not in the north. Heathrow is in the west of London. Luton is in the north, and Stansted. But Gatwick is in the south, so it's más cerca todavía. The plane left Gatwick at 11:15. The plane left Gatwick at 11:15 and got to Monte Carlo 10 minutes early at 5 minutes past 1. 1:05. La 1:05. 1:05 or 5 minutes past 1. Yo digo 1:05. Nigel and his wife weren't expecting to meet Ronnie at the airport. No le esperaban en el aeropuerto. So they caught a taxi and went to his apartment near the port. Tiene un apartamento cerca del puerto de Monte Carlo. So they caught a taxi. They caught a taxi and went to his apartment near the port. They were surprised to find that he wasn't at home. You know, the portero automático, you have the intercom, intercomunicación, intercom. He's not here. Okay. And they were surprised. Yeah. They were surprised to find, encontrar que no estaba en casa. They were surprised to find that he wasn't at home. Nigel didn't have a key to the apartment. Fijaos, key to, siempre, no key of. La llave de tu corazón, the key to your heart. La llave de su apartamento, the key to his apartment. So, he and his wife spent some time looking at the shop windows along the street. Escaparates, mirando escaparates. Killing time. Pobre tiempo, siempre se le mata. Okay, killing time. Looking at the shop windows. Escaparatos. Yes. After 20 minutes, they went back to the building and tried again. Ronnie still wasn't there. The temperature was around 15 degrees, and Nigel's wife felt a little cold. 15 grados. Bueno, las mujeres tenéis menos aguante. Yeah, pero son más fuertes que nosotros al final. Yeah, the temperature was around 15 degrees, and Nigel's wife felt a little cold. They decided to go to a small bookshop, una pequeña tienda de libros, librería, to a small bookshop about 300 meters from Ronnie's apartment building, el bloque de Ronnie, edificio de apartamentos, apartment building. Nigel likes to spend time in bookshops. A mí también. I love to spend time in bookshops. But his wife, Margaret, doesn't. So Nigel asked permission to use the telephone. When I wrote this, cuando escribí estas historietas, when I wrote these stories, we didn't have cell phones. Esto lo hice en los años 80. We didn't have cell phones. So he asked the telephone, he said, "Excuse me, may I use your telephone?" Well, in French. Puis-je utiliser le téléphone? Okay. And so Nigel asked permission. ¿Dónde estoy? Yeah. Nigel, so Nigel asked permission to use the telephone and called Ronnie's mobile number. Ronnie sí tenía móvil. Ronnie was in a meeting with a tour operator. Okay, not far from the bookshop. He said he was sorry and told Nigel that the porter in his building, el portero, the concierge, solemos decir concierge, in his apartment building had a key to his apartment. Key to, otra vez. Yeah, Nigel and Margaret walked back to the building, called the porter, concierge, and asked for the key. Ronnie arrived 2 hours later. Whew, 2 horas. Well, este chico ha dejado sus papás 3 horas esperando. Yeah. But he had a meeting with a tour operator. I don't know. But in any case, so they went to Monte Carlo. Yeah, in the winter, of course. They always go between November and March. Because starting in March or in April, it's the high season. It's the high season for tourism. And Ronnie has a business renting yachts, alquila yates. He rents yachts, but he's not the owner of the yachts. Well, maybe he's the owner of one. How much time do I have? It's time for me to say goodbye. Yes, all is coming to an end. But I'll be back tomorrow. Take care.